a lot of awards like the Master UFO, President Challenge winner, health and nutrition winner, multi-challenge winner. So he has a lot of experience. And today we're so privileged to have him sharing this online business opportunity with us. Currently, Reese is at National Supervising Coordinator level, earning more than 10,000 US dollars every 4 week cycle. So I'm going to give the time to Reese. The time is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Evita. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, panelists. Thank you, Doreen, and all the other great leaders in Australia for the warm invite. And as Evita, the beautiful MC, was so kindly introduced, my name is Reese. I am a civil engineer by training. I was born in Singapore, but currently still in Singapore, but I've been pretty much everywhere else but Singapore when I grew up. So I grew up in London, Tokyo. I spent a year in Sydney, and then 11 or 12 years in the US before I came back. I was trained as a civil engineer. My specialty was running mega projects. So projects above $500 million in value. And after coming back to Singapore, working for a number of years on Dubai Mall and then Resorts World, I decided to start my own business. Why? Very simple. We came back, my beautiful wife got pregnant with our first and then our second. And I suddenly realized that I really wasn't seeing very much of them. And I always told myself that I never wanted to be the typical Asian father. Wake up, go to school, go to work, come back, kids are asleep. Wake up, go to work, come back, kids are asleep. And I realized when you run big jobs or big construction projects, that is pretty much your life, right? You go to work, you come back, you go to work, you come back, and you never really see your children. So I thought, okay, the best way to go about that, start your own business, because then I'm my boss and no one can tell me when I can go and come back. Yeah, that was the biggest mistake ever. Starting your own traditional business, as for you, those who know Doreen, it's the same. When you start your own traditional business, it's like you get married to a third wife or a second and third wife together. It's instantly even less time. So I will be the first to admit this business to me means a lot, because it allowed me to do the one thing I really, really wanted to do, which was really spend time, watch my kids grow up, and spend time with my family. I will also be the first to admit when I first saw it, I was the most skeptical person you can possibly think of. So if you are a guest and you're invited here today and you're sitting here and you're thinking, I'm very skeptical, then please rest assured I was worse than you. Right? The first time I heard this, my wife, Linda, was the first person to take a look at this business. When she first saw it, this was in 2003 in the US. Right? She was a makeup artist. It helped her with her thyroid problem that she had at that time. And then she told me that we're going to make a lot of money. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I had no clue what you're talking about. I didn't believe her. Lo and behold, love the products, love the isotonic range. And we'll touch about it a little later. Lo and behold, 11, 12 years later in Singapore, Market Singapore launched. Okay, and basically, once again, I was busy building my traditional business. Linda, once again, came in to buy OPC. But what struck me, I remember what really struck me at that time is this company promised something in 2003. It promised that it one day would track all your spending, and through the tracking of all your spending, pay you. At that time, I did not believe a word that was said, right? Because at that time, Market America or shop.com did not exist. There was no website. So if you're a guest today, let me assure you, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to make you buy anything. I'm not here to make you sign up for anything. All I'm here is to share my experience and share with you a business and a business concept that truly, truly changed my life. And it is something that I will be forever grateful for. So what is this that I'm talking about? What is this business concept? What is this all about, right? Well, it's about Market Australia. In this time, I'm here in Singapore. You guys are in Australia. This is Market Australia. Shop.com is the website that binds it all together. Okay, what is it? What is Shop.com? Basically, it's a shopping platform, just like any other platform out there in the world that shop. You can shop through Amazon. You can shop through Taobao. You can shop through Lazada, Shopee, whatever. It's a shopping platform that tracks spending that goes through it, just like every single thing else. But the only difference with shop.com is that you, as the average individual, have the ability to own your own shop.com platform, right? You can't own your own Amazon. You can't own your own Lazada. You can own. And then the people you see as the panel over here that was so warmly introduced by Evita, all of us own our own shop.com platform. But why is that so important? Because it gives us, as the average individual, the ability to take advantage of what's going on outside, right? What is going on in the world outside today? If I asked you this question 1.5 years ago and 1.5 years later, the difference is very, very stunning, right? One thing happened called COVID-19, and it changed the way everybody leads their life. In the two, three different countries that are represented just now from the chat, I think we have Singapore, Malaysia, and Australia. All three of our countries are going through different forms of restrictions at the moment. But you know, the one thing that all three of our countries do, no matter what it is that we do very, very well, every single one of us sitting at home and we spend money. If you're sitting here and you're watching me right now, you are spending money. Whether you like it or not, you're either looking through a screen or a laptop or a phone, you're spending money. Right? But what has spending money got to do with you currently? For many of you, nothing. It's just the same. Boop, money goes out. But imagine if you could have a platform that could track this spending, allow you to take advantage of people who are going online to purchase items. Would you think you would be able to take advantage of what's going on outside? Most importantly, what has this taught, especially myself, you know, many people here in Singapore too, what has this pandemic taught a lot of people? That the job that you thought was so secure is not so secure anymore, right? I'll speak from where I come from. Everyone has heard, I'm sure, of Singapore Airlines, right? You ever really think Singapore Airlines, the behemoth that is Singapore Airlines, would ever be grounded and have problems? No one ever thought that. What happens if you're a pilot right now? What happens if you're an air stewardess right now? Right? So everybody's thinking, how can I run my own business? How can I have my own business? You're sitting here evaluating this, thinking, is this business opportunity for me? Well, maybe it is, maybe it's not. But at least do yourself the decency of checking it out more than one time, because you won't understand everything the first time. I promise you. I tried. It didn't work. I tried and tried. I heard it a couple of times before I really understood it. But the business opportunity, the business concept we're trying to introduce is an opportunity called the unfranchised business. Now, why is it called the unfranchised business? Very simple, right? It's broken into two things. We're a franchise. More than anything else, we're like a franchise. Everything is taken care of. All the systems are put into place. Everything's done. Don't have to think. Okay. But unlike a franchise, that's why we call unlike a franchise, we don't cost a fortune to start up. You don't have huge royalties or startup expenses. Most importantly for me are the two bottom items on that list you're looking at. First, you can do this business part-time. I built this business part-time. I was running a full-time construction company. I built this business part-time with my wife till it gave me the choice of whether I wanted to walk away or not. Right? So in 2017, I really started building this business in earnest. In 2018, December 31st, I shut my 11-year-old construction company out and walked away. I could not be more thankful of the timing, right? I mean, it's amazing. I cannot think what would happen if I have a construction company now. Can't build anything, nothing can come in, I got no worker. I mean, I can't even think about it. But instead, what do I have? I have an online business that takes advantage of everybody clicking and spending money. I cannot be more blessed, right? And the last item, little to no risk. It pretty much is a risk-free proposition. If you look at it, think about it, and evaluate it like a business, this is pretty much a risk-free proposition. But who's proposing? Who's propositioning this business? First, a little bit, I guess, background about who we are, right? What is the company behind Market Australia? Our parent company was founded nearly 30 years ago. Right? Nearly 30 years ago, our parent company was founded in the US. It's called Market America. And what are we? We're a global product brokerage and internet marketing company. We operate in those 8 countries. We have been ranked and assessed as an A+ rated company in terms of trust, performance, and integrity by the Better Business Bureau. So this is not some fly-by-night company. We're not only been around for 2 years. We have been ranked A plus by an independent agency to show that what we do is trustworthy, that we operate with high integrity, and that our performance has done very, very well. How well? Over the last 29 years, we have generated 14 billion Australian dollars in revenue. We have grown year on year, quarter on quarter, which means that our business model is sustainable. It works. It hasn't changed in the last 30 years. This is not something that can't sustain itself. But most importantly, if you look down bottom right, we return more than 50% of what we earn. Not earn, I'm sorry. We return more than 50% of what we sell to the individuals who build and expand this network in terms of commission and retail profit. Because of that, we have thousands and thousands of unfranchised owners who earn money on a weekly basis. But what has this kind of weekly earning got to do with you? Right? You're sitting there thinking, what's it got to do with me? Well, let me show you what's got to do with you. Because statistically, everyone goes to work or runs a business because they want to get into that little 5% blue triangle that says financially fit. I don't know of anybody who goes to work to say, I want to work forever. I don't know anyone who goes, I wish I would go to work so that I can die at work. And I know nobody who hopes to work and retire broke. Everyone goes to work to hope that they can be into that top 5%. But if there's a top 5%, that's the success. That means the failure rate is 95%, right? So a vast majority of the people who go to work can never really get to that 5% of financially fit. Now, what is financially fit? Meaning you can lead your lifestyle when you retire the same way you do now without having to worry so much. Okay. So what is our proposition to you? What can we offer you? Well, we can offer, I'm not a magician. This is not Hogwarts. I'm not Harry Potter. But what we can do is ask you to think about something. If I can show you, or I can let you take a look at a plan, a 2 to 3 year plan that could potentially give you an avenue to reduce your debt, an avenue to save money for your kids' education, or so on and so forth. Would it be something that interested you? That's all we're here to ask. But what is this based on, right? This 2 to 3 year plan has got to be based on something. What is the basis for it? Well, as mentioned earlier, Market America or Shop.com is a product brokerage and internet marketing company. So the basis of our plan is exactly what we are. So what do we mean by product brokerage? Product brokerage means that we do not manufacture anything. Okay? We don't manufacture anything. In fact, we have a team of individuals who reach out, who do market research, and we look for everything that people are looking for and buying currently. Why is not manufacturing anything so important? You guys ever heard of a company called Motorola? You ever heard of a company called Kodak? Ever heard of a company called Nokia? I know all the older people like, all the younger people are like, huh? What? Why? Let me tell you, Kodak used to be the biggest maker of film. Film? All the young people are like, no. Digital camera used to have film. We used to have to take it and get it processed. Right? If you ever heard of Nokia, Nokia is not the cheapo little phone. Nokia used to own 75% of the cell phone market. Right? What happened? I don't know. I can't even remember how many years ago now. 15 years ago? Apple came out with one little device called iPhone. Right? And years of building a market vanished. Why? Because Nokia was too vested in their manufacturing of their OS. Kodak was too vested in the manufacturing of film. Well, Shop.com is not vested in manufacturing anything. What we are vested in is finding what people are buying, and then finding the best manufacturers who will be willing to manufacture an exclusive line of products for us to represent. Most importantly, we only represent and we only sell this exclusive range of products on things that people consume and use on a daily basis. Things like, as you can see down here, and I'll go over some more categories later, but weight loss, health and nutrition, skincare, makeup. Right? So do you use any of those items? If you do currently, would you mind changing from whatever brand you're using right now to a shop.com exclusive brand? Give it a try. If you like it, continue. You don't like it, it's okay. But if this swap over could allow your spending that you're already spending currently to get tracked and potentially pay you, that's the first question we ask. Would you be willing to think about it? But what happens for everything we don't broker? What happens for everything else that's out there that you spend money on? Well, we partner with thousands, hundreds of partner stores with thousands of different products to give a shopping experience to both you and your clients. So do you shop online? If you do, would you mind adding one click to your online shopping process so that the money that you are going to spend online gets tracked or has a potential to get tracked and potentially pay you? You see, the concept we talk about, or that I'm introducing, is something we call the shopping annuity. And all the shopping annuity asks is that question in blue, which says, hey, you're already spending this money. Why not get paid for it? You're going to spend it anyway. Why not get paid for it? But the glue that really holds this whole thing together is that very last sentence. I want you guys to really pay a little attention to remember this, because it says, when you or anyone you lead to shops online, you get 100% credit for those purchases. Okay, just remember that line real quick. I will reference it back a little later. So this is the concept, right? You already spend this money. Why not get paid for it? So we're just here to introduce and ask you, think, and make you think, and ask you one simple thing. Which one would you prefer? What's your preference? Would you prefer to work, try, slog for 45 years, or would you prefer to give it a shot? Assuming I'm telling you the truth. Okay, after 45 years, it's going to work. After 2 to 3 years, it's going to work. Assuming both are real, right? Which would you prefer? Would you prefer retire after 45 or retire after 2 to 3? Assuming both are fake. Assuming Reese is lying to you, right? After 45 years, 5% only succeed, only 5% succeed. So 95% are going to fail. Assuming after 2 to 3 years, this doesn't work. Would you rather find out after working for 45 years it doesn't work, or working for 2 to 3 years it doesn't work? So hopefully you are like me. You came to the conclusion, hey, let's check it out. I checked it out with a very skeptical mind. So if you're very skeptical, great. Just don't be cynical. So how does this plan work? How do we make money from it? Basically, before we go any further, it's a disclaimer. Disclaimer basically says we are not some get-rich-quick scheme. This is not some money game, right? You work, you get paid. You don't work, you get paid. Or you don't get paid. Let me try that again. You work, you get paid. You don't work, you don't get paid. Okay, this is exactly like a gym membership. You don't buy gym membership, get 6-pack. Doesn't work. If you buy gym membership, get 6-pack, I would have a 6-pack. Or you buy a gym membership, they don't guarantee you get a 6-pack, but they give you the tools and the training needed to get your 6-pack if you're willing to do the work. So shop.com is the same, right? You launch your shop.com business, doesn't guarantee you get the income, but they give you the tools and the training needed for you to earn this kind of money if you put the work in. So how do we do this business? How do we build this business? It's really simple, 5 simple steps. Okay. The first step is to apply, create, qualify, activate, and the last one is to teach, manage, and support other people. So what do I mean by apply? There's 2 ways to apply. Okay. First way to apply is as a sales representative. What can you do? The name is exactly, what you can do is exactly what the name says. You can sell. You buy our exclusive product, you sell our exclusive products. The retail margin in between, you keep all of it. The second way you can apply is on franchise owner, a business partner to us to build this network together. And it costs 129.95 Australian dollars. What can you do? Same thing, buy, sell our exclusive products, but you also have websites to promote your business. You also have a back office website to manage your business. And most importantly, you're going to take part in our compensation plan that allows you and gives you the potential to earn weekly commissions. Now, for your $129.95, it's not like you get nothing. Okay, you don't pay that and get nothing. You actually get everything you need to get this business started. You get 30 websites almost instantly. You get a global drop ship site that allows you to drop ship your our exclusive products to 190 over countries in the world. Company takes care of all logistics for you. You get our training series. And the best part about it is you get coaching and mentoring by experienced and franchise owner. People, whoever invited you onto this Zoom has got experience, right? So they will coach and mentor you through this business. Remember earlier, you or anyone lead to shopping, you get 100% credit. Right? This business is based on 100%. I will repeat this over and over again. I always tell people if I had a USB port in the back of my head, I could plug a USB cable in the back of my head and plug the other end into your head and download everything I know about how to build this business to you. I would, because it's based on 100%. Step one done. Okay. So step two is what? Step two is to create. Create what? Shop.com is a tracking system. Right? We're a tracking system. You got to create something for it to track. So what do we track? We split what we track into two separate categories. First is to track our exclusive products, right? We give the tracking volume or the tracking production, or the productivity counter, whatever you want to call it. We call it business volume, BV. Why? We operate in 8 countries. If I were to go by dollar value, I would have to track currency fluctuation on a daily basis. Very, very difficult. So I put BV. And so earlier, remember I mentioned these are the items that we exclusively sell. People exclusively manufacture for us. So now I ask a question to all the guests who are out there. If you're evaluating this business, do you or anyone you know buy items from health and nutrition? Need to lose a little weight, look after their hair or their skin. Do you or anyone you know, do you know a girl who washes their face or a guy who washes their face? Anybody you know have kids? Do you know any girls who like makeup? Do you know anybody who wishes they could get online? Or anyone who likes jewelry? But if you or someone you know purchases these items on a monthly, weekly basis, would you be willing to introduce them to us, or would you be willing to switch from your whatever brand you're using now to a shop.com exclusive brand? Give it a try. If you like it, stay. If you don't, never mind. But if that swap over could potentially pay you. But the most amazing thing that we broker exclusively, the most amazing product that we broker exclusively is a product called Coming Soon. Because whatever you need, one day we will broker. Okay, so that's BV, our exclusive product, right? It's a productivity counter attached to what we sell exclusively. So what about everything else? We talked about the partnerships with hundreds of stores. Well, if you purchase through them, you create internet business volume. And if you look through here, these are not just some small little mom and pop store around the corner. You see Under Armour, Hotels.com. How many people have pets? Reebok is there, Adidas is there. How many people do you know use computers? As a bottom left corner, I wish I had this store in Singapore, Cellar Master. Your Australians have great wine. Imagine getting paid to drink wine. That's like dream come true, right? So think about it. Do you spend at any of these stores now? If you do, would you mind adding one click to your checkout process so that your spending can get tracked and you can be potentially paid for it? Right, so how do I create BV and or IBV? IBV, the internet business volume, is the point production attached to the partner merchants, right? The computer doesn't care. As you buy, you sell, you convert, you introduce, it doesn't really matter. Right? Even for the online merchants, we have this great little add-on called Shop Buddy. It warns you, hello, would you like to have your spending tracked? As long as you're okay and that spending gets tracked, you have created BV and or IBV. Right? So step 2 done. So step 3 is to qualify. What do you mean by qualify? Remember I told you shop.com is a franchise business, right? We call ourselves an unfranchised, but we are based a lot on franchise. So what does that mean? As a franchise business, we have rules and regulations to follow. If you start a McDonald's, guess what? They're going to ask you to buy some Filet-O-Fish, some burgers, some wrappers, some fries before you can open your doors. Well, before you open your doors, before you start collecting and being able to accumulate the volume of the people attached to you, what must you do to qualify your business in shop.com? You must purchase 200 BB of exclusive products. Okay, once that happens, you're ready to open your doors and earn money. So to speed this process, to make this process easier, there's something called a fast start program. It costs Australian $500, as you can see, touches with 300 BV. It includes the annual, the subscription fee. Basically, the most important thing I want all of you to remember from here is that from this $500, we make nothing. Okay. Zero money is earned from registering and helping you set up your business. This is just the company's way of giving you a leg up. You know, a lot of people, if you're a distributor for a product, guess what? Your first display stuff or your first stuff that you order in for your showroom, whoever you're a distributor for, they usually give you a discount, right? Help you get started. Same kind of thing. Okay, so that's step 3 done. So we're coming to step 4, which is to activate. What does activate mean? Activate means to start expanding the network of individuals whose spending is linked to yours. Remember 100%? Right now, you have to expand a network. So in shop.com, our expansion of the network, it goes in 2s. Why 2s? In this case, Mark and Kate. Because if you go, if you go in 1s, 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. Right? But 1 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. So you need to create an expansion factor. Of course, it's very hard. That the lowest expansion factor is 2, because it's very hard to find 1.5 people. I don't know about you, but I don't know a half a person or a third of a person. So the smallest number to expand is in 2. So in this case, we choose 2, Mark and Kate. And then step 5 is to teach, manage, and support other people to do exactly what you did, right? Apply, create, qualify, and activate. Okay, so this slide, the most important part of this business is shown in this slide, is the 2 words, others, because truly this business is built on supporting and helping other people grow. How so and why so? Let me get to the favorite part of this presentation for me. Okay, my favorite part. First and foremost, people lead to people in this business. Right. So, for example, this is you. You have led to Mark and Kate, and Mark and Kate have led to Megan and Sarah, and Kelvin and Ann and Ben, and so on and so forth. So, at the very current moment, these are the individuals whose spending is linked to you. Okay, 100% of their spending is now currently linked to you. Now, hopefully, you know more than 2 people. Right? Hopefully, you know more than 2 people. In fact, I'm willing to bet you know more than 2 people if you're sitting in front of a Zoom right now. Okay. And if you find a third person who's interested to link their spending to yours, right? Let's just say his name is Matt. Right? Matt goes, all right, let's do this. Where do you do? You can't link Matt directly to you anymore, right? Those spots are taken by Mark and Kate. So where can you put Matt? In this case, you take Matt, you link Matt here to Chris. He registers his business, purchases a fast start program, generates 300 BV worth of production, right? Matt gets 300 BV. Guess how much Chris, Megan, Mark, you, and everybody between you and, for example, a senior partner is me. Everybody gets 300. There's no dilution. There's no differential. Everybody gets the same. You think Chris, Megan, Mark are happy? Sure, they're happy. Right? They get 100% of somebody they don't know. But most importantly, if you now ask Mark to help Matt, you think Mark will? Sure. Right? Because Mark gets 100% of whatever Matt does. Of course, the same thing can happen over here on the other side with Erica and Ryan, so on and so forth. So this system from the very get-go is designed for everybody to work together. How so? Well, think about this, right? If you're a guest today, right now, sitting there, and you're looking at this business for the first time, let me ask you a question. Do you know how to build this business, or do you think I know how to build this business better? I almost guarantee you, if you're a guest, I know how to build it better, right? You're still evaluating it, and I've retired off of it. Just like Doreen knows how to build it better than me because she's retired earlier than me off of it, right? So if I now continue to build the business, I have a friend, let's just say my friend is in Taiwan somewhere, or he's in Malaysia. He's interested, his name is Dave. He's interested in building this business. We talk about it. He's okay to link his spending up to mine so we can take advantage of everybody spending together. I take Dave. Where do I link Dave? I can't link him to me. So, for example, I take Dave, I link Dave to Matt down here, right? Everything that Dave does, everything that he does goes from him to Matt to Chris to Megan to Mark to you, all the way back up to me, 100%. Do you think you're complaining? Right? So, this business is about working together as a team to help each other. Now, to make things clear so that we don't get things confused, let's illustrate it this way. Okay. For example, Drew over here sells some items, some of our exclusive product. Right? The exclusive products generates a retail profit of $47. The $47 retail profit he keeps, all of it. No one touches a single cent. But it generates 67 BV worth of production. Remember, BV is a production counter, right? So he gets 67, so does Cheryl, so does Sarah and Rick, so does Mark, so do you. Do you know what happened? Do you know who Drew sold to? Maybe not. But do you benefit from it? Most definitely. Okay, the same over here from Mike. So now I've been talking about BV and IBV. How does all this convert into the almighty dollar? Okay, let's take a look at how it works. Okay, first, we will talk about tracking BV. Okay, and then BV is once again our exclusive products. Why do we talk about BV first? Because it's our exclusive. That's a simple reason. So every day BV is tracked. The production counter is consistently tracked. And every week on Friday, the computer stops and it looks for certain thresholds for the production of anybody that has been, all the BV that's been generated that week. And all it looks for, the first threshold is 1002, 1002. When you hit 1002 on each side, they give you 300 Australian dollars in commission. Okay. The computer doesn't stop, it doesn't reset, it doesn't become zero, it continues going. Once it's accumulated 2004 on each side, you get another $300. Once again, doesn't stop, continue going. When you hit 3006, another 300. Okay, and then when you hit 5,000, the company is generous, it gives you 600 for a grand total of 1,500 Australian dollars. Okay, notice I said it continues accumulating. So if it takes you 1 year to go from 0, 0 to 5,000, 5,000, in 1 year, you will make a grand total of 1,500 Australian. Why is this really, really important? Because it removes that. Remember, a lot of people think, oh, I got to chase every month, I got to go there. No. We are a tracking system that tracks your conversion of your spending. We're not going to force you to buy this and buy that and miss the target. If you miss it by 100 BV or 50 BV end of the month, wait, it's okay. It will continue to accumulate. Just wait. Okay? So this is BV, our exclusive product. What happened to all the other stuff you talked about, Reese? What about all the other items that we saw about? I buy Under Armour. How does that work? I don't see it show up here. It works exactly the same way because our other counter is IBV, right? And IBV gets paid out in the same way. Every day, IBV that's produced is tracked. All of it is accumulated, and it comes up through everybody who has accumulated or has spent money. It comes to you, and if you accumulate 1,002, you get 300 Australian dollars. You accumulate 2004, another 300. 3,006, another 300. 5,000, another 600. So up to now, if you hit 5,000 in BV and 5,000 in IBV, you have the potential to earn up to 3,000 Australian dollars per week. Right? Why is it per week? Because that's the shortest span that we have. Okay, it's the shortest pay span we have. We call that one cycle. But obviously, let's be honest, when you first start this business, it doesn't happen every week. When it's you and two partners, you're only tracking the spending of two people. They don't spend that much unless you happen to get Bill Gates on one side and what's his name? Jeff Bezos on the other, right? Oh, then they spend a lot of money. I heard the dude just bought a $550 million boat. All you need to do is just get part of his gas spending. That's good enough. You're good to go. Just how much he buys gas, you're good. Right? But as the teams start to grow, as more and more people are willing to link their spending up with you, Do you agree with me that 100% of 100% is quite large? Right? People buy things all the time. Sit there and think back over the last 18 months. What have you bought online? Over the last 18 months, has looking after your health using natural supplementation become more important to you? Over the last 18 months, is disinfecting your toilets and your surfaces more important to you? If it is, have you been paid for doing these things? Over the last 18 months, you know what has not been very important to a lot of ladies? Lipstick. You know why? Because everywhere you go, everyone looks like this. It's like a mask. No one cares. But you know what has become very important? I know my wife's a makeup artist. Eyeshadow, because all they see is like the ninja. And you just see the ninja come out. So over the last 18 months of our lives, what have you spent? What have the people around you spent? Has this spending been tracked? And if it was, and it could pay you, would a tracking system like this interest you? That's all we're asking you. Right? But the most fun part about this business for me, if you get to know it, the camaraderie, why is this so much fun? It's so much fun because my success, our success in this business is not dependent on me, you, or any one individual. It's not dependent on any one individual. We have we get paid bonuses, right? We get paid a management bonus. What does a management bonus mean? All management bonus means is if on any given week, I'm over here, I'm at 5,000 PV, right? I help two individuals, one called Mark, 5,000 PV, and the other one, let's just say Ann and Ben hit 5,000. The company gives me a bonus of $600 for doing what? For helping people make money. For helping people make money. So think about this, okay? If let's say that's me, if that's you, and on one side Mark is at 5,000, and on the other side, Ann and Ben are at 5,000 and 4,900 BV, and you have 100 BV, or you know somebody who has an order, or they have an order, or whatever, would you help them get that extra 100 BV? Sure you would. Why? Because by helping them get that 100 extra BV, it goes from them to Kate to you. You have got 5,000, and then Ben are happy. They're 5,000, and you get $600 extra bonus, which makes that total $3,600 per week potential. You're not going to get there in one week. You're not going to get there in 6 months. But can $3,600 a week change your life? Right? Will it change the way you lead your life? Will it change the way you view spending? Will it change the way you look at money? I think it really, really will. Right? I'll be very honest, when I first started this business, I never, ever, ever, ever thought that I would make the kind of money that I do now. Have I earned more money before in my career? Most definitely. But have I ever earned money in this kind of manner where the focus is on helping people make money? Never. Okay? Never. So with that, we're a company that puts our money where our mouth is. Right? The actual people that I'd like to introduce to you who have earned an income from it. And the first person I'd like to introduce to you is a gentleman by the name of Daniel. So Daniel is from the Gold Coast, right? As you can see, he's an occupational therapist. And then check it out. He's earning $3,000 to $4,500 or $4,499 every 4 weeks. So Daniel, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Reese. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Daniel. So, I was born in Malaysia and I've been in Australia for the last 14 years. So, like what Reese mentioned just now, I'm currently a full-time health professional. I'm actually an occupational therapist working in the aged care industry. So, aged care means elderly population. So, every day I see the elderly people, and a lot of times I see that the family members actually haven't got the time to even visit these elderly people. So they're often quite lonely, and they're always excited to see me because I can listen to them. They've got someone to talk to. And I always thought to myself, especially being in this environment, I wouldn't want to be the one, leaving my family members alone and me having to work every day, like what Reese was mentioning earlier, a typical Asian dad. I don't want to be that in order to just work to make a living. So I don't want that. And throughout the last few years, I've actually worked daytime, I work nighttime, doing multiple jobs. But I realized that the way that I'm earning money needs to be changed because as I get older, my health is going to decline. So I'll definitely need to have a different income structure. So my wife was actually the one who started this business, who's in this photo here, Jacqueline. And I was actually the one who was skeptical and initially against her doing it. I even told Jacqueline, if you do this business, I'm not going to talk to you for 1 week, probably even in an angrier tone than what I'm saying now. But through further evaluation, I realized that this business is not something that I thought of, but and actually at the same time is actually really workable because I can still work full time as my occupational therapist career, and I can also manage this business part time as well. And there's people teaching me how to do it, even though I have no business background. And a lot of times I always thought about if something happens outside of my control and I'm no longer able to work, who will look after my family members? So during the last 2.5 years being in the business, I can see that I will be able to have the time to spend with my future kids. I haven't have got any kids. I've got two pet guinea pigs. I've got spending time with my wife, with my parents. But at the same time, I can spend time, but I still have income coming in. And I think the best part of this is even if I'm no longer around in the future, this business can actually take care of my family. So continue to evaluate the business like how I did before, and you will definitely find your answers. Thank you. And I'm Daniel.
Thank you so much, Daniel. See, when my wife first took a look at it, and I told her I'm not going to speak to you. If I told her that, she'd probably be like, "Yes, we all happy. All right, let's no, don't speak to me. Don't talk so much." But it's very similar story. And by the way, Daniel, you have no pigs, and if you're going to will this business, can I be a guinea pig? Because I'm all good. I can be a guinea pig. Or the next speaker or the next guest I love to invite on is a good friend of mine. I met Sabrina a couple years ago, actually. First time I met her was in the US, then I met her in Malaysia, then I met her in the US, I met her in Malaysia, kind of like a sequence. But as you can see, she was an ex-purchasing operation manager. She's also earning between 10 to 15,000 Australian dollars in a 4 pay cycle. She has a whole slew of accolades. I'm not going to take up any more time. Sabrina.
Hi. Thank you and good evening, everyone. I'm Sabrina. Well, thank you, Reese, for your nice introductions. And first of all, thank you, Doreen, Werner, and Evita for inviting me. And you know what? I really feel privileged that I can share this space with, Reese. He is one of the best speakers from, the company. So prior to Market Australia, my last full-time job was working for an importer and wholesaler as an operation and purchasing manager. And I'm one of those people who are workaholic, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. I love my life, right? However, when I was about mid 40 plus, I realized that is not the lifestyle that I always wanted because I really look for a way to have an early retirement. So all of you for Australia, you know that in Australia, our retirement age is about 66, 67, right? The average lifespan in Australia is around about 80 years old. So that means we've been working for 45 years, retire at the age of 67, 66, and only get to play for 10 years, and then we pass on. So then that was a wake up call, right? I was looking for a way where I can have my time and financial freedom. I'm so lucky that my friend from USA, she introduced me the business. At first, I was quite skeptical, and my husband was really was really unhappy about the business. But anyway, without I don't want to go into too much detail. What happened was when I was looking for something, I re-evaluate shop.com, and today, thank you to shop.com, I managed to fire my boss. What I did was when Reese was saying that if you have a 45-year plan and 2 to 3 year plan, which one would you pick? And I was so skeptical that I don't want to pick any. I did both. So I had a full-time job, Monday to Friday. I work, but daytime, I'm working. Nighttime and the weekend, I spend about 15 to 16 hours a week to build my business. And today, I'm so lucky that I can say that I fully retire. I retire at the age of 48, and I'm a full-time your shop.com business owner. All the guests in the house, you have to remember three things. I like to share with you that number one, if you are looking for a business, it had to be an e-commerce, right? Everything is e-commerce now. And number two, if any business, you need to have product, and our product is a market-driven product, like the supplement, the skincare, the cosmetic, and weight loss program, and so on. And number three, you need to make sure the business is long-lasting. And if you look at those three key points, and that is shop.com. And I'm Sabrina, and I'm very pleased that you come on tonight, and hopefully you have an open mind. And tonight, I think we are very lucky to hear the business from Reese. Pass on to you, Reese. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. As once again, always, you really know how to make me feel good. But the next person I'm going to introduce is, I want you guys to pay attention to something. Right? Really, I want you guys to pay attention. Two things, actually. First thing is the amount of money she makes, because this is life-changing money. And the second thing I want you to take a look at is how much younger she looks now. Watch it. I'm not even kidding you. I'd love to introduce the next on the panel, Jane. As you can see, she's an ex-business owner. She's currently an executive director, meaning she earns between 25 to 36,000 Australian dollars in a 4-week pay cycle. And if you expand her, I seriously think she looks better now than she does here. And the crazy part, Sabrina talked about product, right? Sabrina talked about how amazing our product is. If you get to really understand, evaluate this business, get to know the people, ask whoever invited you here, look around, go stalk somebody's Facebook and look around, you realize people seem to get younger and younger and younger in this business. I don't know why. Jane, if you would.
Thank you, Reese. Well, good evening. My name is Jane Huang. Prior to the Market Australia, I worked in accounting and owned a business with my husband. We were introduced to the unfranchised business through our auntie. I was attracted to the business model and the marketing system. Although our traditional business was producing a good income, but like many other businesses, it required a large capital investment, had its own risk, required long working hours, and required investing a lot of time in training and managing employees. Well, you all heard about Reese Seah, and we exactly, experience the same, feeling and pain. We also had to be concerned with competitors in the market as well. My husband was suffering from the severe hay fever, which, aggravated his asthma. And I had a severe stomach inflammation, back pain, and was regularly sick. After taking the isotonic product and aloe vera for a few weeks, our symptoms decreased and our energy improved, which the doctor could not do for years. And Sabrina is right. If you are looking for a business, this is something you needed to pay attention. Our product is wonderful. So I went to a business presentation like tonight, and I find the great business, actually behind the product. So after seeing and understanding, I started investing time and focusing on managing this business. Very soon after doing this, I was already seeing the result of my hard work and the return from the business. What I want to share with you tonight is that there are many ways to make money, but not all of them are able to offer you an ongoing income after putting in some initial hard work and sacrifice. I believe hard work is important, but choosing the right system to invest in is even more important. I'm so glad that I made the right choice back then. MarketAustraliaShop.com is a business that allows you to generate residual income through the proven business model. And the world is changing, especially when the social distancing and the other restrictions we had to go through last year and even now. The pandemic has negatively impacted the lives of so many people. Perhaps this is an opportunity for us to consider whether we have really thought about and planned for our future. Shop.com is an opportunity that can be started part-time. For those who have joined us tonight, I encourage you to get more information and let's create a better future together. Thank you so much for having me. I will hand over to Reese. Thank you, Reese.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jane. What an amazing experience. as we draw down to, and this is my second or my last slide to this presentation, as I draw down to this, remember, a lot of people, if you're sitting here taking a look at this business, evaluating it for the first time, a lot of you think, hey, can this work? Understand that we're also thinking, are you right? Because this business is about building lasting relationships. It's about building lasting partnerships. This is not about anything else apart from that. But one guarantee is, it says in that blue box, if you don't try anything, everything is going to stay the same. It will never change. 5 years ago now, I decided to change. I decided to really work on this business. Why? Because I wanted the one thing that money couldn't buy: time. I wanted the time to spend with my family. I wanted time to watch my children grow up. And I spent, just like, if you want money, you have to invest money, right? Just the same kind of token. If you want time, you got to invest time. I invested 2 years of my time to build this vehicle, to build this business. I spent 2 years of my time, no questions asked, no excuses given, to build up this income. And now it continues to pay me back, just like an idiot. It continues to pay me back so that I have even more time. So what can you do? What are the next steps available? If you have questions, please ask whoever brought you here and have them fully answered. I promise we will just give you a straightforward answer. If you haven't already done so, try some of our amazing products. They really are stunning. Really, really are stunning, life-changing. This is the first presentation or second presentation that you could come attend another one. They're free. You can attend as many as you want. Evaluate it till you feel you're confident. Or if this is something that interests you, give it a trial run, try it out. We're not after your 500 Australian dollars. A trial run just means follow the steps of how to build this business, then decide if it can work for you, right? Because I would like just to close off this presentation, this sharing, with one simple thing. I hope you can all remember this, is that in the unfranchised business, and at the end of the day, I'm not here. None of us are here. We're not seeking your signature. We don't want you to sign up. But the one thing we all seek is that we are here to look for your success. Because if you're successful, by default, so are we. So with that, thank you so much. I'd love to introduce to you guys the lady who invited me on to share tonight. Doreen, please, if you could. By the way, she's a local coordinator for the Sydney area.
Thank you so much, Reese. That is amazing. Very, very good presentation. And I love your last sentence saying that we are here for everyone's success. And Reese has got no interest, financial interest in any one of us. And Reese is here showing you the business and wanting it for your success. So thank you so much, Reese. And I really want to thank Daniel and Sabrina and Jen for the sharing. So really, for everybody, you hear the business, you hear the story from, Daniel and Sabrina and Jen. We have an amazing event coming up, which is our Asia Pacific online convention. So you see in our background, we all have this slide behind us. It is on the 21st to 23rd of May, which is starting on Friday. For you to check out the company and check out the business, the best way to learn is to come to a convention. Everyone who is in business must come to this, because you'll learn so much about what's company doing for us, what's about the product, about more people. I believe, Reese, you'll be speaking again in the weekend. Yeah. So you learn from a lot more successful people and their story. So that is the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. For the guests, even you're not in business yet, you can come in and, ask the person who invited you tonight and say, how do I get ticket for this this is the best time you come to the presentation tonight because you got this opportunity to attend our convention. And tomorrow night, we have an exciting event, which is our recognition night. Recognition night is just like our Academy Award for Shop.com. How exciting. Then you'll see all of us, people who have not made money, telling our story, people who have meet our challenges, meaning that, you meet targets and get prizes. So this is a night where you'll hear a lot more. Tonight you hear Daniel and Sabrina and Jen, and tomorrow you hear them again, but you hear a lot more. And I'll be speaking as well. So you can scan the barcode and register. This is free. It starts from Sydney time 8:30 to 10. For Perth time is 6:30 to 8. So really make yourself available for this exciting event. We have a guest host, Charlie Beck, who lives in US, and he's joining us. And for the guests, if you hear tonight the presentation, you'd like to hear more, and if you know Chinese, then you can join us on the 2nd of June with Kawaii. Kawaii Chung is from Hong Kong. How about that? Our business is global. We got speaker from Singapore. We get speaker from Hong Kong, and she's going to be speaking to us in Mandarin. So you can scan this barcode, not barcode, QR code, and register for this. Then you'll get the link. It is free. How good is that? And if you like to have an English one, we have a very young entrepreneur, Frank Chang. He is a director. He's making like 18,000 US dollars in 4 weeks pay cycle. He's from Taiwan. So we got people from all over the world speaking. And he's speaking on Perth time. What is it? Where is the time? I think it's 8. I couldn't see.
7:30 Perth time.
Perth time. So it starts at 9:30 Sydney time and 7:30 Perth time. On what date, Sabrina?
The 7th of June.
Oh, I see it now, 7th of June. Okay, so that's a Monday night. So come and listen, like Reese said, come is for free, come again and listen to it a few times before you can really get more understanding. So with that, I'll pass you back to Evita.
Thank you, everyone. Especially Reese, thank you for your sharing and our 3 guest speakers. So we all know that this business is doable and they all have substantial income through this business. If you want to make a decision today, please talk to the person who invited you today. And thank you for coming today. This is the end of the presentation. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reese.
Thank you, Reese.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.